Grand Herald. Just another example why unbalanced can in fact be fun. Yes, the Grand Herald. What is the Grand Herald, you may ask? Well, imagine yourself flying through space. You've literally just discovered FTL. You go through a dig site, and all of a sudden you have a Titan that can destroy anything in its path. Sounds good to you? Yeah, definitely. Sounds good to me. So how do we get one of these bad boys? Well, there's only one of them that will spawn in the galaxy, and let's take a quick look on what kind of scenario this would unfold in. So imagine it's 2221, you've just set foot upon the stars, you've got a couple of systems under your control, you've even gotten yourselves a couple of dig sites yourselves. Hell, it's the Throny! But, all of a sudden, one of your scientists, the Santa Maria, has discovered something. The Grand Herald. So what do we do in this particular scenario? Well, there is only one thing that we can logically do, and that is beeline for this friggin' dig site as fast as we can, because we need to get this system under control. Nothing matters at this point. We need to get that particular archaeological site. Why do we need that particular archaeological site? Well, first of all, if we don't get it, somebody else will, and then we're in a little bit of trouble, and we can get something rather cool out of it, which I've kind of already talked about. Secondly, we're going to need to do something very, very important as well. Notice our current energy income. It is coming in at 144, we're consuming 112, we get a positive of 32. What are we going to need to do? Well, we are going to need to build a couple of energy districts, or at least generator districts where we can. Hell, we could even take one of these mining districts and just replace it with a energy district where possible, if of course we had the slots for it, which is of course a bit of a shame. Thankfully, we got these other areas that we can just, build more energy districts on. Why do we need to do this? Well, we'll get to that shortly, but we need more energy. We need at least 60. Yes, 60 energy. So whilst we are making the rush for the Grand Herald, we have managed to get in touch with the Synthoid Extirpators. They're a rogue defense system and they're determined exterminators. This just means that we are going to need to push for the Grand Herald as fast as we can. We're going to be serving it very shortly. These driven exterminators are in fact overwhelming, which is obviously not a good thing. We need the Grand Herald as soon as we can. Why do we need the Grand Herald exactly, ASpec? Well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun. So taking control of the system means that we can immediately send a signed ship over to start excavating the Grand Herald. Because even without instruments, we can see the remains of vast buildings down on the planet. An advanced civilization. The planet may seem dead, but something is hiding on this rock, this barren world. And we need it. We need it desperately because we're next to a driven, driven exterminator? Oh yeah, determined exterminator even. We're gonna need to move very quickly here. As with any dig site, the main thing here is that our scientist has the ability to get to the next level very quickly, and because of our scientists having a reasonable amount of skills, a couple of expertises, etc., especially with all these skill bonuses, we could use an archaeologist on this as well. We actually have one of them available, but right now that one is fairly far away. Therefore, we can get through this relatively quickly, and with the roll outcomes, we should get the Grand Herald relatively quickly. Now, of course, as we go through the various stages of the Grand Herald, we'll find something about the Testament of Omen and get a bunch of cool minor artifacts, so that's nice. I believe there's about 6 chapters in total, but apparently something terrible has happened on this world, and the excavation log is just getting a little bit creepy. What is
being colonized?
The Great Herald? Now, whatever species was down on this rock, they were actively working on the Grand Herald, with the buildings calling for the Creed of Servitude and the Testament of Omen. Seems mildly religious. But yeah, we'll see. Heavy industrial work, pragmatic designs, iconoclasm? Who knows? Let's keep digging. 5 more artifacts. Yeah, apparently something terrible happened here. Apparently the Ascension is nigh. Carry us, O Grand Herald, into a new beginning. Let's lead us from this land of tears and dust and grant us a new home amongst her stars. We follow thee as one, we follow thee. Interesting. Well, maybe Maybe they were expecting something, but apparently they were all dying. That's kind of weird. So let's keep digging. We got one artifact. That's nice. Okay, so we're on the last step, the pilgrimage of the last days. It won't be long now. We got a 10% chance for a breakthrough. Could be any point now. And we got the rite of the lifted veil, which should be good. Then we will know what the Grand Herald is. Oh boy.
Construction completed.
So before we wrap up the Grand Herald excavation site, you may notice that we have boosted our economy ever so slightly by getting as many energy things in space as possible. Why do we need this much energy this early on? Well, you will see shortly. You will see shortly indeed. The Grand Herald. Hidden from orbital scanning by sophisticated optical camouflage, the Grand Herald is finally uncovered. It is not a prophet or a religious figure. It is a giant Titan-class spaceship. We're 33 years into the game, I would like to add. Their world was torn. It appears that if some final battle must have been fought just prior to takeoff, a struggle so fierce that neither side survived the long run. So, behold, the Grand Herald. Oh boy. The Grand Herald is a Titan-class ship that you can get extremely early on in the game. It's got, of course, its standard prediction beam. It's got 3 neutron launchers and 3 kinetic artilleries. A insane amount of utility. Look at these armor points and shield points. It's crazy. It's got jump drive. It's got dark matter thrusters. It's got a dark matter generator. An inspiring presence that means that any other, well, let's put it this way, ship in the fleet will get a massive bonus of. So, yeah. It's 33 years into the game, and what's the upkeep cost here? Oh, it costs 54 energy a month, the upkeep, and all of a sudden, all that energy that we have pumped into our economy, not that good anymore. So what are we going to do with this? Well, we are going to take the Grand Herald, of course, for a bit of a spin. How are we going to do this? Well, we're just going to jump her straight into a position, say, over here. We're going to get an Admiral on her. Preferably, oh, look at that. Gale speed and brain slug host. Daddy. That stuff right there
completed.
Makes me happy. Now with the Grand Herald in tow, oh boy, I was looking forward for this for quite some time. The Grand Herald currently with our Admiral as a fleet power of 6.8. There are some driven exterminators next door. Let's get the transport fleet ready. And let's declare containment on these guys.
Declaration of war.
So why do I say to you, be careful with using the Grand Herald. The Grand Herald by itself is, well, let's put it this way, it is vulnerable. It is exceedingly vulnerable. It is the ultimate siege machine in the early game, and it will be incredibly difficult for you to
engaging hostile forces.
Not be able to take anything you want. So the main problem here is that the Grand Herald is exceedingly fast. Now we have to quickly take a look here at its speed. It's a 296. If we take a look at one of our standard corvettes, it only has a speed of 80. That means that the Grand Herald will outspeed pretty much anything that it's in a fleet with. It is therefore very important, especially in the early game, that the Grand Herald is following our corvette fleet instead of the other way around. Why? Because if the Grand Herald gets caught off guard by its own, it is actually quite easy to lose. And it's very important that we keep we have the Grand Herald under support at all times, because then situations like this could happen.
Hostiles.
Because right now, the Grand Herald is already at half armor. Why? Because it was just swarmed by a ton of corvettes. The Grand Herald has one big weakness. It is the fact that it cannot defend itself versus swarms of corvettes. Can it easily engage any sort of space station? Yes. But at point-blank range combat, it is incredibly vulnerable. And that's something you need to be extremely careful about.
Forces.
Like for instance this. Sir, its prediction beam may be able to take anything but you're going to need to babysit it for quite some time in order to make sure that it will survive beyond the start of the game. One quick note about the Grand Herald though, don't lose it, because it will allow the enemy to get crazy amounts of tech, endgame tech, super early. So it's kind of similar to them getting it first, kill it, you'll get endgame tech. It's awesome. So yeah, the Grand Herald, it is a Titan that you can get at the start of the game. It is exceedingly good, but it's also very easy to counter. The AI can get it, you can get it, and let's hope for your sake that if the AI does get it, it's not a driven exterminator. If they do it, you're going to need to overrun them with corvettes and try to annihilate it before it does any harm to your systems. This has been ASpec, and until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other.